Thanks for joining us. I'm Randall Bennett. Apple, again with the rumors. As we see in June, the rumor pitch is starting to get at a fevered pace. Now this time, an industry analyst has said that he expects to see an Apple, not netbook, but instead a tablet with a touchscreen that's bigger than the iPod Touch and iPhone, but smaller than a regular sized laptop. These rumors have been going on for a while. Are they going to come to fruition? Let's talk to some of our industry experts whether Apple actually needs to do this. We'll bring in Erica Ogg from CNET News. Erica, thanks for being with us.
Well, thank you.
Also, Jonathan Strickland from HowStuffWorks joins us. Jonathan, thanks for being with us as well.
Thank you.
So this is something that's been recurring. Before the show, I was talking with you guys. We've been hearing about this for at least years. The Apple tablet keeps coming and going. In the past, CEO, or acting CEO, I guess, or COO, or whatever, Tim Cook from Apple says that he's said in the past that netbooks are not an attractive area for Apple since they can't make one that's low enough price to be attractive for profit margins and all the like. Erica, do you think that this tablet would be something that works for Apple, and do you think they're actually going to get around to putting this out ever?
I think it's pretty clear that Apple's going to do something here. You know, we've been hearing about it for a while. I think Tim Cook did say something on the call with analysts, was it last week or the week before? There's a reason they haven't done netbooks, and I think you can see that it's not necessarily, while they're popular right now, they haven't been great for the bottom lines of the PC makers that have been making them. They're definitely bringing down the average price of what they can charge for regular laptops too. And I think Apple does not want to go there. Clearly, they've been pretty stringent about what they want to charge for something that looks like a laptop. So I think that them kind of going somewhere in the middle of, you know, an iPod Touch, like you mentioned, and a MacBook, I think is definitely in the cards. I don't know when. I think today Gene Munster had said in his note that he was thinking by 2010. Some people have thought maybe it'll be, you know, closer like September this year. We don't know, but I think we'll definitely see them there.
It's just a matter of time. Jonathan, what's your take? Do you think Apple needs to do this as something to kind of, you know, buoy themselves against this netbook trend?
I think so. I think this is really the time for Apple to jump in and enter this space in the market. With the way the economy's going and people are really looking at ways to save money, they're looking at netbooks as a possibility. Some of them doing so without really fully understanding the capabilities of netbooks. I think Apple needs to jump in here, especially since you have companies like Microsoft painting Apple as selling the expensive computers.
Yeah.
And I agree completely with Erica. They've made it clear that the laptop form factor simply isn't going to work for that sort of price range. They refuse to compromise on what they consider the key qualifiers of what an Apple computer is, and they just can't offer it at that price. So a tablet really is a good compromise, really. I mean, it's a larger version of the iPod Touch. That's a proven winner already. So I think this is it's a wise decision.
Erica, what do you think are the must-dos for Apple to really have this be a success? I mean, we want to see the touchscreen, obviously. We want to see the price be less than a MacBook, but more than an iPod. Are there any other must-hit things for Apple with this tablet, or do you think, you know, if they cover their bases, they should be okay?
Well, I think it depends on what market they're targeting here. Clearly, this could have kind of an education-oriented kind of bent to it. In which case, you know, the types of applications they put in there are going to matter. If they market this more like the MacBook Air was, where it's kind of like for some people who, you know, might have a specific need for something that looks really great, but it's not necessarily like an everyday main computer kind of use, then they could go different directions with it. You know, there's been talk about them working a lot more on sort of digital camera photography kind of stuff, which, you know, if they are aiming at sort of an enthusiast, more niche-y kind of product, we might be able to see that there.
Yeah. I mean, some people have speculated that this is going to be a watered-down version of macOS that we've seen in other devices like the Apple TV, as well as the iPhone and iPod Touch. They run a modified, slimmer version of macOS. Jonathan, do you think that, you know, do you think that this thing will need to run desktop apps, or if it ran something like, you know, say you could run iPhone apps? I mean, obviously there's a lot of technical limitations there that would have to be overcome, but do you think an alternative application strategy would work, or do you think they need to go with that full-blown desktop OS?
I think that the best choice for Apple is really to go with a slimmed down version of the OS, something that's more robust than the iPod Touch, but not a full desktop application platform. I think they've pretty much proven that the application platform on the iPod Touch, the iPhone, that's working for them. And I think if they were to tie this in with things like the iTunes University, as Erica was saying, it could really be an educational tool as well. Then you've got something that can suddenly go toe-to-toe with the Kindle and Kindle space. And so, I mean, they've got a lot of opportunities out there. I don't think they need to go full desktop application. I think the nice thing about the tablet for Apple is that it could be sort of like a gateway drug in a way. It's the way to lure customers and say, look, this is the Apple experience, and if you think this is great, try our computers.
Yeah. One last thing, Erica, do you think there's anything that Apple really needs to avoid with this tablet? Is there any red flags where you've seen other companies that have tried to do something similar that kind of has sputtered out and faltered where Apple could really avoid it? Or do you think that this market's still pretty open and they could just give it a shot?
Well, I think with Apple, I think they've proven that, they enter sort of different segments of industries, and the way that they approach it, they tend to set the bar very high right away. So I think that whatever they're cooking up is probably going, if they are going to actually release it, it's going to be something that is really good. The thing we've seen across all their other products is it's the software that matters, and I think they've definitely got that handled.
Awesome, guys. Well, we're out of time, so we're going to have to leave it there. Erica Ogg, thanks for being on the show again. It's CNET News, news.cnet.com. You run Crave as well, right? So you can go check out news.cnet.com/Crave for all that stuff. Also, Jonathan Strickland from HowStuffWorks. It's HowStuffWorks.com. He does the technology stuff there, so go on the top, click on electronics, and you can check him out. I'm Randall Bennett. That is it for TechV. We're on iTunes, we're on YouTube, we're everywhere. So try and subscribe to our stuff and see us later. Take it easy.